Hello guys, Nato Ace here, and finally I'm going to give my early impression of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Well, to some extent Scarlet, because I have been playing that game for at least 2 hours. And yeah, so for people who don't know what's going on and what's the controversy, is that when the review came out, there were a lot of concern. Of course, the biggest one is performance and frame rate. So I even said on that short video that when I did start playing it within the hour, there were some frame problem and performance. It's kind of slow, even the loading time. So it is a concern there. But like a lot of people did say, and I might give my thoughts about that situation on my secondary channel about the situation. But right now, for this particular video, it is my early impression of the game. So first of all, just a bit of a note. So whose fault is it? To some extent, if someone say, oh, it's the hardware, I have to agree that it's not, because there are some games that plays better on the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon, Captain Toad, heck, Breath of the Wild even plays good. I played that. Let's see. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the biggest one. And from what I heard, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 also runs good. I'll probably get that game in the long run, but that's a different story there. So, to some extent, you really can't say it's the hardware. And I can understand more of, it might have been the company behind it. Is it Game Freak's fault? Is it Pokemon Company? Is it Creature? Is it Nintendo? Well, to some extent, the majority is, and I can agree with this one. And like I said, I'm going to be talking about it on my secondary channel about the situation. And that is the Pokemon Company, due to their, sadly to say, their merchandise relationship. So just have a meaning, they're obligated to do other things with it, with their partners. So that's why they have to release it on that particular date, month, you name it, whatever. And to some extent, developer, you really can't blame them to some extent. Maybe they need more time, maybe experience, maybe they need help. Who knows? But that'll be a different story there. So with that said, what is my early impression? So the game starts, of course, same deal. You choose your Pokemon, a bit of a different story, but the architect behind it is always the same. Badges, story mode, save the region, capture Pokemon. Remember, whether you like it or not, Pokemon games, there is a story behind it, but the biggest main objective, whether you like it or not, is to catch them all to some extent. I mean, yes, granted, Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, they don't have a National Dex. Diamond and Pearl on the Switch, they do, but the kind of mistake that they did is it's just basically a Switch version of the DS. They did not add anything new to some extent, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, oh my gosh, you want a good remake? All Alpha, Sapphire, and Omega Ruby had a lot of features. Let's see, the Mega Evolution is there, more stories. So they could have done that also with Diamond Pearl to some extent. Even so, like maybe certain area you add a story about Dynamaxing, maybe able to put new Pokemon there also. So there was a lot of problem with that Diamond Pearl. To some extent, even I love that region, it was just a cash grab. So lately they are going the cash grab route. I don't know why. So back to Scarlet and Violet. The story-wise, the cliche, the architect, same deal. So the biggest one is, does it play better? Does it have some element from Legend Arceus? To some extent, only some, because it is open world. So it is one big world rather than multiple section like previous game. It is a big world to some extent there. So Paldea is really big versus the other region. Yeah, they're big, but again, you go section to section. So that's probably one of the tricky things. So Pokemon-wise, it's easier to catch. Common thing there. And going your way rather than a kind of like a linear point, that's actually good. So kind of like, I think of it like Mega Man, which boss you want to start with. It was the same goes with, to some extent, with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is you can go to any order of the gym leader. Because to some extent, it is a downside that they're not scaling to some extent from what I heard. So I don't know if you can actually go to like somewhere in the north region of Paldea and then start like your first gym battle there, and they'll be like still under level 20 their Pokemon. Who knows about that? I haven't tried it, but Most of the time, I just went near gyms, like close to the school first, because it's kind of like easy. And then there are, of course, the Titan storyline. Yes, if you do those storyline, yeah, you have to make sure that your Pokemon at least is a bit kind of like in the 20s for a while, from what I understand. I know later on probably it'll be higher, but who knows. And spoiler a bit, let's just say that if you do those Titan storyline, your legendary Pokemon is going to get improved. Just saying there. In the case with the badges, from what I understand really is you just get TMs. And then of course there's the Team Star storyline, which is for every time you beat down a star member, you unlock more TMs, ingredients, recipe. That's it. So nothing really much new about it. It's just, oh, yeah, there it is. And then Terra Raid battle, much better than Dynamax battle. It's faster, it's easier. So to some extent, I'm not going to lie, the Dynamax battle in Sword and Shield, it's kind of slow. I hate the idea when suddenly they have barriers. I'm like, oh, gosh. Yeah, it's boring. So hopefully they fix that, but I doubt they're going to improve Sword and Shield. They're done with it. Hopefully at least just the National Dex thing, but I already talked about it and they just said, yeah, we're done with it. Within this 2 hour that I played Scarlet, the elephant in the room, performance. Yes, it does need some improvement. There are some area when I battle, it has some slowdown. And yes, to some extent, annoyance of the frame rate when they're far. But they kind of did it also with Legend Arceus to some extent, just wasn't more noticeable than in Scarlet. Have I ever met like weird exorcist, creepy bug, or breaking the game? For me, I tend to play how the game goes. I don't break sequence. I don't do weird shit unless I oopsie made an accident. But I kind of play like straight out legit with integrity. And I haven't met any like big errors, big glitches in it. Like the biggest one I guess I'm going to say is sometimes when you do battle and the camera tends to go underneath the stage, you suddenly just see that blue screen. Yeah, what it is, basically what happened is that the camera kind of forces itself to go underneath rather than gets locked on just the land. Kind of like, oh man, that's weird and creepy. But common thing in any video game, when you get too near to a wall or floor and you're trying to move the camera, you kind of see those. But I mean, I guess they're not immune to it. And just once, I was battling a trainer, and for whatever reason, this trainer at one point decided trying to do the lay on taunt. Well, technically, the opponent trainer basically was just spinning around, which is weird, but minor thing, didn't really break the game. So with that said, yes, poor performance, slow load time, and a lot of time, the game comes to a scroll to some extent. Does it really remove my enjoyment of the game? And for me personally, not so much, but I can understand. You're paying $60, or if you're a Pokemon fan, you buy the double back like I did. Because I like to buy them for collection reasons, because I'm a Pokemon fan. I enjoy the game. It doesn't kind of like get out of the enjoyment of playing the game, but I understand that it's kind of annoying. Trust me, you're paying, like I said, $60 for this. Pokemon Company basically kind of dropped the ball for this one. Like, they thought they could do this easy peasy because of Legend Arceus, but no. The glitches, the performance, it tends to get annoying, but I don't think it's game breaking such as in Cyberpunk 2027. But apparently Nintendo reports saying that they're offering a refund for this game, so that's probably a positive thing until they fix the game. So yeah, the bottom line is, the moral of the story is, don't release a game that's incomplete and buggy. I mean, you have to use the reference of Cyberpunk 2027, because that is what happened when you release a buggy game. People get pissed, they think they waste their money, and it's just, what the heck? Oh, we're going to fix in a patch in the long run. Great. Well, instead of adding new features to improve the game, oh yeah, we're going to improve the game by putting more patches. Yeah, good job, Pokemon Company. So with that is, as of right now, my impression score, I'm gonna give it, fortunately, is a 6 out of 10. Yes, because one, the game itself, yes, it's another architect just like Sword and Shield. Yeah, new Pokemon, cool, no National Dex, no surprise. And let's see what else. Yeah, like going to the gym to some extent, the Titan Battle in the Star, yeah, it's cool and all, but like, are there any side mission or anything? I mean, it is just, hey, you just do those mission and that's it. And from what I heard, the game is a bit easier, which is actually a good thing. Because I heard people already finish it, like when the game came out, like they finished it on the weekend. So it is what it is, because like I said, there's no scaling in level, so weird, but whatever. But yes, that you can't really have that poor performance, loading time, way glitched by the characters are acting like they're being possessed, as Yongye would say. For a $60 game, it is very unacceptable there. So yes, as of right now, it's a 6 out of 10. Would they fix it in the long run and see what happens? We'll have to wait and see for that one. So that is my early impression. And with that, I'll see you guys later.